Alright, Cancers, you have a furry visitor here. This is the owner of the channel presenting herself. It's a special occasion, right, Seffi? Say hi to Cancers. Hey, do you love the doggy? You want to play with the doggy? Huh? Want to say hi to Cancers? Do you love Cancers? Oh my goodness, what's going on? Like, this is like half asleep, I guess, still. So Cancers, sorry about being late. I got a new puppy and it's more than I expected. I have to say that, of course, probably just like everybody else, I thought, oh, I have it, I can handle it, it is in my little finger. Well, apparently it isn't. Apparently the puppy is smarter than me, and apparently, you know, people cannot continue, like, living on 2 hours of sleep. So here we are. Let's go right into it because I have so many others that I have to do. Past life relationship and true love. And milk and honey. Really, everything sounds rosy, everything sounds nice. But there is a caveat over here. Especially have Manas, the rune of mankind reversed. Because this is about thinking through a problem, but when it reverses, it means the problem can be thinking about you. So past life relationship to me always tells me about a shift of karma. Always tells me that maybe some situation that, you know, you thought you conquered in the past is going to reappear, or a person from the past might knock on your door, or somebody new could be coming in your life which is going to have all elements of some past issues. So be kind of like really careful in how you kind of like approach this. And true love is going to be your definition. Like, it could be that there is like something that is finally going to click and finally going to work, and it might be really fun. Sometimes this happens that you'll have two, not only one, but two. And I don't know like why I felt I have to say that. Because after all, it looks like you'll be only able to choose one. When I drew this card, it reminded me of that movie by Angelina Jolie, In the Land of Milk and Honey, which is about basically what happened in my country. And if you like the fluffy movies, if you like just the movies to go and laugh your head out, do not watch it. If you like movies that actually are good, and I was surprised that, hey, from Angelina Jolie I expected nothing, that was actually quite good. But it does have completely different meaning from this card. You know, this is really telling me that you'll be entering a really sweet time in your life, enjoying that land of milk and honey that kind of like everyone wants to really experience. It's sort of like something in between the two acts, some kind of like interlude, right, where all of a sudden like your senses are waking up, right? But these are really precious times because it's calling for your own authenticity. It's calling for nourishing yourself in both tangible and intangible or subtle ways, right? So all your needs are going to be met, and there's like really a month of nourishment, month of really knowing what you're doing. This is the only thing that sort of like worries me, because you see, Manas, which is the rune of mankind, and it's kind of like about problem solving, and it is kind of like ominous rune and provides sort of like a warning, enemies kind of near, right? Remember, runes were kind of like done for the warriors, not necessarily for, oh my gosh, I'm going to be happy in a relationship. They actually really didn't look at relationships that way. So you're really advised to take care of yourself, because someone close by to you might be envious. You guys are going to have, I really feel, lots of options. Almost like when it rains, it pours kind of a thing, right? So preparation is really important. You need to build your confidence, and you really need to know what you want, because this also could mean, because it talks about enemies, it could mean about exes, because this past life relationship, something that is coming to close, could be actually interfering with something that you already have going that maybe is a good thing. So you need to figure out if you want to mess something up and go one more rinse, right, in this kind of like karmic thing, or you want to kind of like go in the new direction. So this is going to be really up to you. So let me start shuffling the cards and see what else we have in the store for you, my dear Cancer. Hello, Cancer. Let's ask for the light, and there was the light. So let's see what we have. It's kind of like very interesting. Lots of activity this month. Look at this. We have the Empress, we have the King of Pentacles, we have you, King of Cups, we have Queen of Swords. Maybe you are intrigued with somebody who is maybe an air sign. Maybe, you know, there is a person who you don't know where you stand with, because especially there is like also Ace of Swords and Ten of Cups over here that is going on. But keep in mind that almost like, you know what they say, how you vibrate, that's what you attract, and that's how you react. You're kind of like really vibrating in a vibration of love this particular month. But King of Pentacles, look at this chocolate cake he's having here. He's saying, look, one life, I'm living one life, I'm going to enjoy it. Everything around me is going to be glorifying and glorious. And, you know, I'm going to really work very hard for the house and everything, right? There's like a very earthy attitude over here that I see, and it's almost like self-sufficient. It's almost like you're feeling good where you are. You're feeling good with what you have accomplished. You're feeling good with where you're going. All kind of like absolutely kind of like a good combination. What is basically happening here, it almost looks like that there was like maybe either something in the past, or simply you are realizing how to go about something. When the Seven of Swords shows up, and it could be that ultimate card of betrayal, but it also could be a card of strategy, kind of like realizing, that's what I have been doing. It's interesting also that you have two sevens that are mirroring each other, and also you have two aces that are mirroring each other. So that's very, very important. But you need to listen to me very carefully right now. You will have more than one person over here. And one person is going to be the one. Actually, two people or even three people could be the one, because that's how many. You'll have 4 or 5 interests. Literally, almost like you rub yourself into some kind of like catnip and everybody's sniffing you. You are basically like, I mean, the speak of the town. But it almost looks like you don't even know if you want to date. You don't really know if you really want to approach your choices. It could be that in the past you kind of like make this executive decision, a cut, and I'm not going there, I'm not doing this kind of a thing, and you decided to kind of like go solo, go on your own, because that means less trouble, that means less negotiations and kind of like stuff. But I think, and that's why you have the Hermit, and you have also 9 of Pentacles, so which means that you have been in a phase which required you to think that way, because we all go through that phase 9, and some people graduate and some people don't. So how do you graduate this phase 9, where you become this King of Pentacles or this like 9 of Pentacles or the Hermit? How do we get on the top? I will get on the top by kind of like really getting ourselves, not so much the others. Others kind of like fall in place when we get what is really important. And it looks like you had to cut people off left and right. You kind of like had to decide which way you want to go. And it kind of like tells me that maybe not only did you not know, but you were going in all directions and creating some negative karma, but also creating some really good karma, which we see over here. I have this proverbial 10 of Cups. Look, everybody's happy, like the kids, the cat, you know. What the heck is the dog? Where is the dog? How come there is no dog? It's just the bread and cups. Okay, so the happiness, we don't need a dog, apparently this card says. The river is going through. Remember, this movie was really lovely. And then there is like the victory, there is the clarity. Remember, after that phase of 9 and 10 is 9 and 1 in 1, we have 1. and it's switching, it's going there. So it's like something you have waited for such a long time, or maybe you're thinking, oh my gosh, you know, I'm going to start my diet tomorrow, I'm going to date tomorrow, I'm going to send that CV tomorrow, and tomorrow it is, 3 years later. Well, tomorrow is coming this month. Tomorrow is realization of all this clarity. Oh my goodness. And that's exactly what it is, what all this, like, I mean, famous people say, well, you know, yeah, I got famous overnight. 10 years and overnight kind of a thing, where nobody sees how much groundwork, how much, like I mean, labor has to go into creating some foundations in self-understanding, in not defeating yourself. So guys, I just sent a newsletter to people. So a newsletter is more or less like a little bit my coaching, my kind of like musings or sharing musings of the others that I find interesting. Down in the description, you can subscribe to it, and it's kind of cool. You actually get coupons and extra offers in it. But I just like sent an email about relationships that are sort of sometimes illusory, sometimes they're in our heads, and I just been on a walk with him, so he should be okay. So I really think for you, you're going to reset, in a sense, a feeling of who you are and in what kind of direction you want to go. The Empress reversed is really telling me that to some extent you're still clingy. Maybe some of you want to be fathers or mothers. Maybe there is a conception problem. Maybe you feel you just want to be childless. And this doesn't necessarily have to talk about the real child. That can talk about, you know, the spiritual birth. Something that you have been thinking for quite a while. It's finally coming through. It's finally happening. So why are you hesitating right now? Because look, Valentine's is going to be full of joy. You guys, you just have to say yes. So I'm warning over here, because Ace of Pentacles is reversed and Two of Pentacles is reversed. And remember, we had Manaz, that enemy is near kind of a thing. As I said, you'll have to choose carefully. And the reason, it's interesting that they just like stopped on Justice, Justice being a karma card, so it's a karmic shift. Did you ever take a ride? Well, I guess all of you did to some extent or the others, whether a subway or train, where you did see how they shifted. Okay, you're going on the left rail or right rail, and then you're on the left. Okay, let me see what's going on here. So as I said, you had past life relationship and true love. Even though it was really interesting, I wonder if that kind of like meant that somebody is knocking on your door, and it doesn't have to be the person you know. That's kind of like how karma works. Sometimes with karma, you kind of like meet a new person, and it's all the old issues and old karma introducing, because you're kind of continually being tested, right? Milk and honey, sure, you're heading there, like you're moving into that King of Cups where you should be. But who is juggling? If this is you juggling, if this is you being insecure, if this is you playing this game with kind of like sweaty palms and everybody knows you have nothing, it's not going to work well. What I'm warning you is, like, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I had a dry spell and now like, I mean, everybody like wants me, I'm so freaking hot, I have to ride it, I have to take advantage of it. Think again, my dear Cancer, because as I said, somebody right is coming through. Somebody who should be there with you and for you. You're having a Knight of Cups. You're having a King of Cups. It's moving forward. It's getting better. And this person can make you feel even more secure. You don't need to pretend that you're more than you are. You know, sometimes I get these comments that are, I don't know, either overly aggressive or passive aggressive. And I'm telling you this because I'm a business major. I'm telling you this because I'm this. Okay, so this is my channel. I want to do what I want to do. And when you have your own channel, when you have your own, you know, hurdles, when you see how this really works, you know, maybe you have to worry about you, kind of a thing, right? So this is kind of like where it's heading this time, that you need to feel and trust your own gut feeling. Unfortunately, I have to warn you that your gut feeling will be, you know what, I have been so deprived, I really want to eat, and I want a little bit of these, a little bit of this, look at that chocolate cake, it's a kind of like Valentine cake. You guys are going to have a really good Valentine's. And as I said, do not juggle. you will know really rather quickly which one is a go and which one isn't a go. Because look, on top of that, just not to be subtle, we're having like these two pentacles. Do not juggle, because guess what, both of them are going to fall on the floor. So if you want to go to this land of honey, milk and honey, it's kind of like really lovely, because the Ten of Cups also kind of like shows with a rainbow. Tiger, oh my goodness, what's going on? Let's see what's going on in Tiger word. See, that's what he does. He's bored. He wants entertainment. He wants maybe to. And watch this. Tiger, quiet. See, super smart border collie. We'll see how long this works. That didn't really work. How about this? Sleepy sleep. Huh? You see, he's learning. He's learning. And you guys, you're going to learn. You're going to learn that this month is not about compensating for you have lost. This month is about pushing it forward and getting the real thing. Whether or not this is something that other people like, you know, I want this like huge beautiful chick on my shoulders, or it is like something else, you're not going to go for it. Choose wisely, guys. And I love you. I have to go and kiss this puppy and see what's going on. Love you, love you, love you.